Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, here on Linkage Radio 104.5 FM. Of course, I got my situation sorted out. So stay with me. I'll be joining Chris Wilby in a minute.
My oh my, you're so good looking. Hold yourself together like a pair of bookends. But I've not tasted all your cooking. But who are you when I'm not looking? Do you pour out something on the rocks? Slide down the hallway in your socks. When you undress, do you leave a path? Then sink to your nose in a bubble bath. My oh my, you're so good looking. Hold yourself together like a pair of bookends. But I've not tasted all your cooking. Who are you when I'm not looking? I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know. Do you break things when you get mad? Eat a box of chocolates cause you're feeling bad? Do you paint your toes cause you bite your nails? Call mama when all else fails. Who are you when I'm not around? When the door's locked and the shades are down? Do you listen to your music quietly when it feels just right? Are you thinking of me? I wanna know, I wanna know, I wanna know. My oh my, you're so but who are you when I'm not looking? I've been a walking heartache. I made a mess of me. The person that I've been lately ain't who I wanna be, but you stay here right beside me and watch as the storm blows through, and I need you. 'Cause God gave me you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of down. It's for when I think I lost my way, there are no words here left to say it's true.
It has been a wonderful afternoon, more so that Chris Wilby's now joining me. Good afternoon, Mr. Wilby.
Good afternoon, Anita. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay, good, good. So we finally get the link up. I've been on the radio talking, and people are watching on YouTube and on Facebook talking to myself. So I'm glad you're here.
Oh, Lord. I do apologize to your listeners and viewers. I had some challenges with the YouTube, but it has now been resolved. However,
Okay.
I do realize that um, there is a bit of an echo, slight echo on your end, and you sound a little far away.
I'm sounding a little bit far away. Hold on, let me try that again.
Yes.
Are you? Because I am actually in the studio right now, and I'm broadcasting live on the. So,
Yes, there's a
yeah.
little echo going on, so it's not as clear as in previous broadcasts.
Okay. All right. Let's try to work with it. Uh, yeah.
Okay, so thank God we're here and we're ready to go. Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. We're still in um, yeah, we're still keeping good time. It's now 11 minutes after 6. I'd like to welcome you to the program, keeping you in the know with news happenings and facts, and the segment Community Live here inside the zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Chris Wilby, of course, is with me, so we're finally connecting on a Monday afternoon, doing what we love to do, talk about other people and stuff. Right, talking about other people and what they are up to. Therefore, we start off this afternoon, as always, with our introduction because this is how we do here for keeping you in the know. It is now 11 minutes after 6 o'clock. This is Linkage Radio. Chris, our first headline for the afternoon, go right ahead.
Good afternoon to Lady D. Good afternoon to the
Chris,
Yes.
it's challenging hearing you. You're muffled and we're not hearing you clear enough.
All right. All right. I'm going to disconnect this phone. If you're not hearing me, I'm going to have to disconnect it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Yes, call me back.
Are you? Okay. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just correcting the audio issue that we are experiencing on Chris's end. I do hope that you're hearing me nice and clear here on Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It's Monday, and as you know, we have a lot to talk about in our newscast this afternoon. And to my viewers on my YouTube channel, I'd just like to say thank you for popping in. I did have some challenges earlier on, but it's now been resolved, and so we're back and we're good. So thank you for sticking and staying with me here because I know that Pat popped up. Once Pat sees me, she pops right up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Pat is here, but I'm having problems. So, nevertheless, we are ready and rearing to go wherever you are. Welcome to the program today. My name is Denise Lady D Gomez, and I am awaiting Chris Wilby's call so that we can start off our segment. In the meanwhile, I'd like to say hi to Nazi. Good evening, Patrick Tyson. Good evening, Pat. Good evening, Angie. Welcome. And to those of you who are on the YouTube channel, I invite you to share it with someone, have them participate in the upcoming newscast and a discussion segment that we are having. So, you can share with someone you know that, hey, news is on about Jamaica and here in our nation, the United States. Would you like to participate? And you never know how this afternoon is going to turn out because we do have some interesting headlines for you. So while I am making all the arrangements here now to get Mr. will be up and running. I invite you to stay with us 15 minutes after 6 o'clock, reminding you the show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. And if you are tuning in for the very first time, I welcome you, because without you, what would I do? Really, what would I do? I'd just be sitting here looking all nice, and I wouldn't have you to talk to. Stay with me. Take a quick break. I'll be right back.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Welcome back, everyone. And so I'll start off the new segment until Chris joins me. And of course, you are invited to call us here, 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. And let me know what you know about today's newscast. You know, you were at some place and you just want me to know. Mr. Welby? Hello? All right, let me go to the phone line. Welcome back, Chris.
I hope you can hear me clearly now, Lady D.
Way better, way better, Chris will be.
All right. So, we got that sorted out. As I said before, if it's not one way, we can get it the other way.
Well, you know, that's what we do.
Because it's technology, you know, but at the same time, we are responsible for technology, so we can't allow technology to get the better of us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Override us. Mm-hmm. All right, so are you settled and ready?
Yes. Let me just get back to pulling up my headline as I was about to read.
Yes.
Before we were rudely interrupted by technology. All right, yes.
Okay.
So, Lady D, as we know, we have been dominated by the news of the president over the weekend, and boy, it has been a roller coaster. So I have one news that I want to start off with this evening after I say welcome again to the audience on Caribbean Vibes Radio and on the Linkage Radio and the other connecting partners. 3 lingering concerns about Trump's health following Sunday's briefing. The top line, I'm reading from Forbes. President Trump's medical team offered an upbeat assessment of the president's health and even suggested Trump could be discharged from the hospital soon during a press conference on Sunday. But there are still concerns about Trump's health among the medical community at large and questions about how transparent and upfront the president's medical team is truly being. The oxygen level, they say, Trump's doctors confirmed Sunday the president has 2 transient drops in oxygen saturation levels, including 2 instances in which Trump's oxygen saturation levels dipped below 95%. Some doctors are saying, some instances they say below 94%. Doctors say an oxygen level of below 94%, which the president had on Friday, prompted his transfer to Walter Reed Hospital, and for doctors to put him on oxygen for about an hour is a sign of a patient with worsening COVID-19 symptoms and is cause for concern. Having an oxygen saturation level of less than 94% is severe. They went on to say the White House physician, Dr. Sean Conley, said the president started on dexamethasone I hope I didn't butcher that word, a steroid that is only recommended for patients who are experiencing serious COVID-19 symptoms. Lady D?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Foreign Affairs Ministers Trump tweet angers Jamaicans. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Kamina Johnson-Smith, caught the ire of some Jamaicans when she wrote a tweet wishing United States President Donald Trump and his wife a speedy recovery after news broke that the couple had tested positive for the deadly coronavirus. Quote, I know Flag of Jamaica joins me in wishing President Trump and First Lady Melania a full and speedy recovery, end quote, said Johnson-Smith in a tweet on Friday, October 2. Johnson-Smith also noted that she was pleased that Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and their wives were in good health. However, Johnson-Smith's tweet soon went viral for all the wrong reasons and even resulted in her first name becoming a hashtag that trended on Twitter for hours. Some Jamaicans online took issue with how the Foreign Affairs Minister worded the tweet, noting that it suggested that she had consulted with the populace before putting it out, while others said that Johnson-Smith was often mum on issues affecting Jamaicans abroad. She was quick to show her support for Trump. Quote, speedy recovery to the president and his wife, said no one, quote, end quote, said one Twitter user reacting to Johnson-Smith's post. We tell you that, miss? Asked another. Supporters of Johnson-Smith's tweet noted that the minister was only being diplomatic, noting that it was the right thing to do. However, critics pointed to Prime Minister Andrew Holness's tweet, which conveyed a similar message, but made no reference to the Jamaican people. Quote, she need to take a look at Andrew tweet and learn how to do our diplomacy, cause we never tell her that. Which seat she have again? End quote, said one Twitter user. Another, quote, please only speak for yourself, miss. We really don't care if he makes it or not, end quote, added another. Many of Twitter users noted that while they didn't wish any for Trump, it seems strange that such a tweet should be made by a member of the government who has been encouraging and even arresting Jamaicans who were caught without masks. Isn't that, and this is a quote, isn't that the guy who downplayed the virus, didn't believe in wearing a mask, and was more concerned about the image of his country during BLM protests than actually suffering black people who were killed innocently? As a Jamaican, I'll kindly decline. He got what he worked for. And it continues. Johnson-Smith, who is not an elected representative, was reappointed by the Prime Minister to the role of Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, following his victory at the polls on September 3. Chris?
Secret Service agents criticized Trump car ride. This should never have happened. Multiple Secret Service agents are criticizing President Trump's brief appearance in an SUV outside Walter Reed Medical Center Sunday evening, accusing the president of putting his protective detail in unnecessary danger. He's not even pretending to care now, an agent who requested anonymity told the Washington Post. That should never have happened. Another unidentified agent who works in both the presidential and First Family detail told CNN. The frustration with how we're treated when it comes to decisions on this illness goes back before this, though. We're not disposable. Agents are authorized to decline requests that would place the president at risk, but not those that would put themselves at risk. Another agent, however, dismissed the idea that the president had shown reckless disregard for his detail. He said, I've watched some of the news today, and it's ridiculous to say the president is trying to kill off his detail. He's unconventional, but we get the job done. The White House has defended the safety of the president's short ride outside the hospital. Spokesman Judd Deere said Sunday that appropriate precautions were taken in the execution of this movement to protect the president and all those supporting it. The president could be seen wearing a cloth face mask in the window of the vehicle Sunday. However, masks help, but they are not an impenetrable force field. Yale Institute for Global Health Director Saeed B. Omar tweeted Sunday.
David Hardy pleads guilty to Shamoya McKenzie killing. Mom wants maximum sentence. And this is out of the Westchester Journal News. The mother of slain Mount Vernon teen, Shamoya McKenzie, hopes the men responsible for her daughter's death learn from it and come out better people. She says, I hope the young gang members learn from it. Nadine McKenzie said today, dated October 2, after David Muka Hardy, the man who pulled the trigger, pleaded guilty to federal charges stemming from the 13-year-old's fatal shooting in 2016. Quote, everyone who gets involved in this kind of violence gets caught. They can't blame society. They can only blame themselves, end quote, McKenzie said. Hardy, 25, a member of the Goonies gang, was firing a gun at a rival gang member on New Year's Eve 2016 when a stray bullet struck Shamoya in the head as she was riding in a car with her mother on East 3rd Street in Mount Vernon. A talented basketball player, Shamoya was an 8th grader at Graham Elementary School who was playing on the junior varsity team at Mount Vernon High School. Her mother said Hardy showed no remorse for his actions when they were last in court in December 2019. She described Hardy yelling expletives and cursing her out while leaving the court and saying he didn't care. Quote, I remember that vividly. He had no remorse, end quote, McKenzie said. I won't accept sorry. Hardy's lawyer, Louis Mamorek Freeman, could not immediately be reached for a comment. To McKenzie, the guilty plea is bittersweet. While she can't bring Shamoya back, she can try to remove some of the violence from the community. Hardy, also known as Muka, pleaded guilty to 1 count of using a firearm in connection with the murder in aid of racketeering and 1 count of using a firearm in connection with an assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering for committing a separate shooting in furtherance of the Goonies operations. Collectively, these crimes carry a maximum penalty of life in prison and a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years. McKenzie said Hardy should receive the maximum sentence. Quote, I hope they give him the max, she said. He deserves it. He attempted murder on other kids, end quote. McKenzie is hopeful she will be allowed to appear in court for Hardy's sentencing, which is scheduled for January 7, 2021. Over the past month, Marquis Collier and Jermaine Hewley pleaded guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, and conspiracy to commit murder in Shamoya's killing, and Sincere Savoy pleaded guilty to a gun charge connected to the fatal shooting.
And finally, Jamaican among judges sworn in as members of International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea. International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea, at a public ceremony held this afternoon, which was October 1, Miss Maria Teresa Infante Cafe of Chile, Mr. J. Long Duan of China, Miss Cathy Ann Brown from Jamaica, Miss Ida Caracciolo of Italy, Mr. Maurice Kamga of Cameroon, were sworn in as members of the tribunal. The 5 judges were elected at the 30th meeting of states parties to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea to serve a term of 9 years commencing October 1, 2020.
Here are your news headlines for October 5, 2020 in the segment Keeping You in the Know. Reminding you may call us 914-600-4228 if you'd like to discuss the headlines. Of course, we're open to having and engaging you in conversation this afternoon. Meanwhile, we move over to Community Link. And this afternoon we do have a bit to converse about, right, Mr. Ruby?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
we do.
because President Trump,
Mm-hmm.
after having blatantly disregarded the wearing of
Mm-hmm.
masks and literally chiding people who do wear the mask in appropriate spaces, and it is mandatory that we may wear the masks, he
Mm-hmm.
took the position not to wear his on several occasions, and he had no qualms about doing so. However, a few days ago, we saw the breaking news that he had now contracted, along with his wife and several other people in his administration, the coronavirus, and he has since been hospitalized and in treatment. Subsequent to that, people have been tweeting, they have been airing their disgust. They have also been airing the fact that many people are praying for him and they can't even figure out why they're praying for him. And so I am just paraphrasing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what people are saying out there, allegedly, and we've seen it in print. And so we want to ask the question, is it so bad if somebody says, oh, we want to pray for the president and his wife and his team for their full recovery? Or is it that we just feel he should not be prayed for, he should just be dead and gone? Because people, the president is who he is. And so people have taken a certain stance, a certain position. And now that he really needs the support, many are not wishing him well. And in addition to that, our Foreign Affairs Minister, Mrs. Kamina Johnson Smith, felt the urge to post on her Twitter page that, in other words, the nation of Jamaica, we're also sympathizing with him, and that, she wished him well. And people now, she got a backlash from that, as you know, because people are saying, oh, we want to wish him well. You didn't ask us anything. We do have a call.
Yeah.
We do have a call online. Let's answer our caller. Good evening. Welcome to Community Live. How are you? Hello. Good evening. Hello. All right, we're not hearing them. Okay, Chris, continue.
Yes, Lady
So,
D. First of all, I would like to say that I would like to start with Kamina Johnson.
Smith,
Right. The lady was being diplomatic.
she was.
So I take offense. I understand the sentiments that people have, and that people can express their own sentiments. But you can't come down too hard on this lady for being a diplomat and being diplomatical. It is her job. That's her job. That's what she is supposed to do. So I have no issue at all. I have my personal beef with the president, and I can speak for myself. And I wish sometimes people would just calm down a minute and think before, they
Talk.
start to rant and rage. You know what I mean? She was well within her right to tweet that tweet, So, yeah, and even though people have the right to criticize her if they want to, but, we just need to take it down a notch. She was doing her job.
Let's
That's
see.
first and foremost. Next.
All right, let's see if our caller is online. Good afternoon. Hello. I don't know what's going on with my line. Continue, Chris.
Yeah. So, with that said, the president of the United States is kind of reaping what he sowed. You know, and whoever wants to pray for him, good for them. I still do not have any qualms about people praying for him, and if they wish him a speedy recovery and all of that, good for them. It's up to them. It's an individual choice. And I, again, cannot fault people from believing what they believe and wanting to do what they believe is the right thing to do. You cannot cuss people out because they say they want to pray for somebody.
Right.
If you don't want to pray for him, if you don't wish to pray for him, then don't. You know, it's as simple as that. We have an individual choice.
Right.
But you cannot come down and cuss out people because they say they pray for X or they pray for Y. That is an individual choice, and a person is free to do whatever they want to do. Now, if you ask me, Chris Wilby, if how I feel about the president and what his actions, I believe he deserves it. And I, for one, personally, is not going to pray for him one way or the other. I am not going to pray for him to die. I am not going to pray for him to live. I am just not going to pray for him at all.
Okay.
You know, I mean, how I look at it, it's God is working, and sometimes you have to let God work. You know, and if he learns, and I hope he learns a lesson from it. You know, I don't necessarily want to see the guy dead. I'm hoping that he learns a lesson from it.
Right.
But with this guy, we don't think that the lesson that he's going to learn or the lesson that he's going to portray is probably going to be the wrong one, because he's already tweeting to people not to be afraid of COVID. That is the absolute wrong message to be sending.
Right. Agreed. Let's see if we can get a call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lady D. Good afternoon, Chris.
Greetings
Good
to you.
afternoon, madam. How are you?
Finally. Oh, my God, I called like 6 times and
That's
I
all
couldn't
right.
get through.
Hush, 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 hush.
I think this
How are you
evening is
both
one of
this
those
evening?
evenings.
It's one of those.
Yes, because I couldn't even get on earlier at 5 o'clock.
No,
but
you
anyway,
would
better
not
late
have.
than never.
That's all right. You wouldn't have
Yes.
because I had to
Oh.
do some things before you could get on.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm
Okay.
glad I persisted.
Yes.
Yes, I love the topics this evening, but the one that I'm going to address is with the orange man. That's what I refer to him as.
Okay.
You know, Lady D, I don't know. He has pulled some stunts, but this one is the worst. It has led me to believe that he doesn't have COVID, because today he was saying, don't let COVID get you down. I mean, does it sound like someone who is recovering from the sickness? There are people who did not recover at all. I think this is a political stunt. This is a grand, stunt of his to be in the limelight on a day-to-day basis. The man lies, so if he's telling the truth, I would even know if he's telling the truth. That's how much he lies. But the only person in the household I really feel sorry for is Byron, that young man. He didn't ask to have these two,
Yes.
as parents, and were so negligent in their responsibility that they're out there having a good time. Now, yesterday, he took himself on a joyride. Now, look at how they treat people who they feel should be institutionalized. What do? They get the police and they get security
Yes.
to tie them down and restrain them. That's the word I should use. And, institutionalize them. Now, I don't care if he is the president. He should be restrained and kept in the hospital. And that's what convinces me that I don't think he has any COVID. He had his father. He's a draft dodger, and he had the father to have the doctor write a letter stating that he had healed first. What makes us think that he's not He's not doing the same thing now. A few years ago, he had the doctor to when he had a physical to say that he was in perfect health. Now that doctor is coming out and saying, numerous things that it was not so. So I don't believe, I'm just so aggravated. You avoid hearing the news because my concern so far has been, what about the over 200,000 people who lost their lives recklessly because of this man's recklessness, and now they want one life to matter? What those other people, their lives did not matter? I'm sorry for being such a harsh critic, but it is reality, because do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I cannot feel sorry for any of them. They were irresponsible. Last week during the debate, he was there bashing, Biden, talking about every time I see you, you're wearing a mask, and it's a big one.
Yes.
And don't tell me about being smart. You didn't go to an Ivy League school. Who is the smart one now?
Yes.
Huh? He's cooped up for 14 days, and Joe Biden is out on the campaign trail. So who's the smart one?
Here.
Yes, and if I may interject here a little bit.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
I hear your skepticism, and a lot of people share it. And the reason they share it is because this man, he lies so much. And I understand where a lot of people are coming from. But there's also a theory out there, my theory on the whole thing is that I don't believe he's faking it. And here's my reason for saying that. This is a guy who looks down on other people, and he believes that he is better and he's above other people, and he was behaving as if he was above COVID. So I don't believe, and this is just my opinion, I don't believe that he would have humiliated himself so much by telling the world that this big bad guy who is above everything, is above the law, is above sickness, because he is always boasting that he has never been sick. So I honestly don't believe that he would have placed himself to be ridiculed that way for so many days, because it's not going to help him. I don't see how, if it was a political ploy, it would have helped him, because he looks stupid, he looks ridiculous, because the disease that they were saying is a hoax and people shouldn't take it seriously. He got caught with the disease. He got the disease. He ended up in the hospital. The doctors are stating how many times they had to put him on oxygen and all of that. So, I mean, I really don't believe that he would have, he would have put himself.
Well, I think
I would believe it when I see it. You know? That's just my skepticism. I could be wrong, but guess what? You see, you never trust a liar. This man has never once told the truth. And so therefore it leaves the door open for one to speculate. And not that we're assuming, we can come up with other theories, because the man is just so down low, a scoundrel. That's how I would refer to him as. No respect for human life, no respect for the entity of human life. It's all about me, myself, and I. Now, I can assure you, when I stopped, I really didn't want to watch it. But just to give the benefit of the doubt, and I tell you, after watching that, my fibromyalgia flare up in the worst possible way, because I sat there and allowed myself to be aggravated. Now, when the debate started, I could tell he was on medication. He was pre-medicated. Something was wrong with that man. He was kind of calm and cool. And about 5 minutes into the debate, boy, you see the aggressiveness and the assertive, bombastic behavior.
I said the same thing, too. I said the same thing.
The youngster sign. And, I mean, the only thing was left for him to do, if he could do it, he would punch Biden in the face. That's how rude he was.
At that point, it wore off.
Yes,
I guess
Yes.
whatever it is. But you
and
know
you're
something,
saying,
Pat?
yeah, but
You know something?
yes, lady.
While Chris may think that he wouldn't put himself through all of this because he likes the limelight,
Yes.
it is also impacting the people who really, really care for him. So it might not
Yes.
even damage him too much. And the fact that he's vying for the position of president again. There are people who will say, "Oh my God, our president, he got the,"
But those
and they
people,
won't, but and they
he
won't,
already
they
has those
won't think.
people in his pocket, you know.
He already has those people in his pockets. Yes.
So
Chris,
even if
I
they were
totally
being-
agree with you.
I agree. Oh,
Because remember when he says that the boys must stand back, sit back and whatever. But you know, I believe that he came to that debate. He was sick. He was medicated. He was sick.
I think he was sick. Yeah, he was. I think so.
Something was going on, and what I've taken away from that debate is Chris Wallace. He is the biggest loser of that debate because he lost control of the entire debate, and he allowed this man to be the moderator. And now he's boasting that he won. He didn't win anything. He's a laughing stock.
yes.
You know, it's only the people who are in his corner would really come out and say he won. He didn't win anything. He was a fighter, and he didn't even make one positive point. How are you going to solve the problem with this
Hold
your
your- hold,
sickness? And if you
Pat.
notice,
Pat, hold on. We have another call coming in.
sure.
Good
Okay.
afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know.
Princess Lady D?
Yes. Good day to you. How are you?
Yeah, this is the one
Hey,
you're
good-
trying to cross, and I have one. Good evening to you and your co-host. I have one thing to say.
Yes.
The president did not get Kobe. He's lying, and through his election, they're trying to make people sorry for him. Have a blessed evening.
All
Thank
right.
you, Donna.
All right, thank you.
All right. We have another caller.
Thank you,
Hold-
Donna,
hold on a-
because you see,
hold on a
ladies, you can't
moment.
fool some of the people.
Hold on, Pat.
Fool
Hold
some of the
on.
people.
Pat, hold on a moment. Good afternoon.
Oh, hi there. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, DL. What's doing?
If I may offer my little two-piece.
Yes.
The thing is, yes, Chris, people can pray for him to die, or people can pray for him to get better. They have that right. They shouldn't. That's the difference. Here's my thing. A man facing sentencing for murdering people. He can either get a death sentence or life imprisonment. That's where Trump is at. I'd like him to be around for the purpose of going to prison.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of things that he has committed that is prison worthy. Fact of the matter is, what he has done also with coronavirus, his handling of it, is tantamount to war crime. But he said that he was a coronavirus wartime president, so he has committed a war crime. And, you know, I just can't believe, but, you know, I would stay away from praying one way or the other and just let God have his own way with him.
Okay.
The steward of God's business. And let God deal, let God, don't get in God's business. Just let God deal with him, because God knows best. And God don't need our prayers to do what God
Needs to do.
wants to do. So
Yeah.
that's my position. So me allow him to be around just for the for the sole purpose to go to prison. It will be the delight of my heart to see him in handcuffs.
Okay. Okay.
Now, with regards to Jamaica, Foreign Affairs Minister,
Yes.
I understand the diplomatic take. But at the same time, people
obviously have very strong feelings about this man, that his divisiveness transcend America, go all the way down to everywhere people can say the way they do. Say, we never ask you to express on our behalf. Well, did you ask us how we feel about it? So deep it is. And if people expressing their strong feelings.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the Prime Minister did issue a statement, which is very diplomatic. He could have taken that route. People have a deep-seated feeling about this man that it's so far and wide, and you can understand why. I mean, my God, if you were to chronicle all the things that this man has said and done, domestically and nationally, you can understand why.
Yes. So people.
And so, like me, and many of them who feel the way, if we should say otherwise, we would be committing the sin of hypocrisy. So people expressing their honest feelings and let it fall where it may, as you know, they'd rather not they're hypocrites.
Yeah.
Because God don't like hypocrites.
That is so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what Prime Minister Andrew Holness wrote, he says, I wish at POTUS and at FLOTUS best wishes and a very speedy and complete recovery. Done. He said nothing else.
Absolutely. So,
But I think that comes from
the
experience.
people are right
too.
to say, don't speak on my behalf, or speak
Yeah.
to yourself. Don't talk to them about me. You don't know how I feel about it.
It comes from experience too. Sometimes in our effort to embrace, we go off course, not understanding how people's position are on certain topics, and this is what happened with her. Yeah,
Well, absolutely. You know, it's crazy.
yeah. Thank you, DL.
Thank you,
You're welcome. And the beat, you're welcome. And the beat goes on.
And a bit, indeed.
And the beat goes on.
Okay, all right, Lady D.
All right, thanks, Pat.
Okay, take it easy, Pat.
Okay, I'm listening, and I agree exactly with every word that DL has stated.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
bye-bye.
catch up with you later. Bye-bye.
Yes.
All right, take it easy.
How are you?
Well, there you have
I
that.
tell you, Lady D, when it comes to Donald Trump, the feeling.
Yes.
And I said this, I was talking to a friend of mine this afternoon, and I said, I don't know if the world can go through another 4 years of this. Because it has just torn people apart. It has torn family apart. It has torn friendships apart. I mean, it has caused people to be constantly on edge, because you wake up in the morning, it's just the president all the way through the day into the night. I want to go back to a time when I don't remember that we have a president of the United States until something happened. We're just living our lives and normally.
Yes,
that we
yes,
don't have to. You're
absolutely.
watching the news, it's not about the president. You're going through social media, it's not about the president. You don't see. I mean, he has dominated our lives for the past 5 years. I say 5 years because throughout the time when he was running for president. You know what I mean? For the past 5 years, he has just been the constant force in our lives. People are tired of it. People just want to go back to being normal again. And that is why a lot of people are turned off from him because it's just a spectacle. It's just a reality show. We've been living for the last 4 years.
The thing is, the mainstream television networks, that's all they talk about. Anything concerning the President of the United States. It's all, and so what I have to do, because on my job, our television is on CNN, MSNBC, and so on. But what I've been doing for the past few days is I go to my local TV station just to get what is current in my community, in my borough, because they're not carrying those, right? Unless it's some breaking news that comes.
Right.
Just to kind of get me, weaned a bit.
Right.
from what their
Right.
discussion
Yeah.
roundtable is all about. And then, here it is coming down, and it's quite possibly it could also be a political strategy because people will sit and strategize to say, now here I'm just saying, and this is my own personal, impression of what's going on. It could also be a strategy where they say, well, let us just put you here so for now, so that, we can stir up things a little bit because you did badly in the debate. But coming like you do too bad. You'd be surprised the things they do. Now, if he's genuinely not well, it might give him some time to reflect, and he might not even reflect. All he knows is that he's passing in his SUV waving and so and all them kind of things. And that when he's leaving, quite possibly there will be a few people on the outside.
Yeah, he is already leaving right
He's
now.
already
because
leaving,
I see, I'm monitoring my Facebook account right now, and I also see Caroline Goodas watching my live feed. She's saying he's flying back to the White House right now.
There
And
you
Paul says Trump is taking off from the Walter Reed Hospital for the White House.
See there now. So and
Paul
DL
also said that he still think this is reality television. So Paul is echoing my sentiment.
yes. So
It's just a reality TV, yeah.
now what people, and again, in the last election held in United States of America, people who did not favor Hillary Clinton, they are Democrats, but they didn't favor her, they didn't vote for her, and they refused to vote for him. Now we have seen during his tenure all that has played out. What he has said, done, you name it. And we need to see now. The other day, people were, advocating that you need to go and vote if the mailing system is all messed up. Go join the line, no matter how long the line is. Please go on November 3rd and go join line and stuff. Because if people do not vote, vote intelligently, vote because you feel you need a change, vote because of policy issues, you have a civic right to vote, then you and I, if they don't go and vote and the vote is in favor of him all over again, and now we have to now use the term incumbent all over again, then nobody should say nothing. Because then if you don't go and exercise your civic right, then what you're going to say if you end up with what you get? If you really don't favor Joe Biden, because not a lot of people favor him, but if the table is to be turned, how is it going to turn if you don't vote? And then everybody will be in chorus talking about this man for the next 4 years.
Yeah, when you say a lot of people don't favor Joe Biden, I don't really share that sentiment. I mean, they're not. I would say they're not really, probably not as excited as his base. But there's one thing that you're gonna get from Joe Biden is decency. You're gonna bring back decency to the White House for sure. And I really think that Joe Biden is gonna win this
Chris,
election.
we have 2 minutes left.
Yeah. Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden is going to win this election. So that's my prediction going forward. So we can play about this tape when that time comes.
It will be available.
It'll be
It will
once
be
again. Well, I
available.
wish we would have more time
I
because trust me,
know.
this is a topic that everybody is talking about. So
Yes.
it is 6:59. We've got to go. Take care, Lady D, and everybody listening in. God bless you. Wow, good.
Blessings, Chris Wilby. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in with me this evening and with Chris Wilby for keeping you in the know. This is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside here on Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. I will be back, God willing, on Thursday with Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And I do have an interesting interview coming up this coming Thursday. For those of you who have ever watched bodybuilders and you wonder, for both men and women, and you wonder, my goodness, my body, can my body look like that? It requires dedication, that kind of effort that you perhaps don't even think of in terms of the dedication, and to see your body transform into a specimen that you can literally say, my God, look at that person's body, that man, that woman. So I'll be talking with a young woman this coming Thursday because she went through that. And it's all about on the health spectrum, you know, the physical fitness spectrum, the mind, the body, you know, all of that we'll be talking about this coming Thursday. And of course, I'm planning to drop somebody else of influence into the segment on Thursday. So stick and stay with me here. Remember to log on to my YouTube channel and subscribe. For those of you who are not too savvy to subscribe, it does not require you paying anything. I just need you to, in other words, sign up. So once I start broadcasting, I pop up in your device and you can say, oh my goodness, Lady D is on. I'm looking forward. Looking forward to being here on Thursday with Center Stage. So thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx for bringing the show. And to you, my avid viewers and listeners of Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Have yourselves a beautiful Monday evening. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember, in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Blessings, a lot of love, everyone. Mwah. I'm out of here.
Kilo, my pants them not tight up on me like you. Yes, my pants them start to